Today we're going to be looking at the basics of mass, volume, and density. So we're going to be starting off with the basic equation where we know density is just mass over volume. In unit form, SI unit form, density is measured in whatever the units for mass are over whatever the units for volume we have. Mass we know is measured in kilograms, volume is measured in meters cubed, so density is also measured in kilograms per meters cubed, or kilograms meters to the minus 3. Now let's try a few basic problems first. So we have an object, a cuboid specifically. This cuboid has the following dimensions. 5 meters, 3 meters tall, 5 meters in length, and 2 meters in width. And we know that this cuboid is pretty heavy. It weighs 200 kilograms. Find the density. We can use the symbol rho to signify density. Now you can approach this question, pause the video, and come back. Okay, now we're going to be simply using the formula. Density is mass over volume. So in this case we have a mass of 200 kilograms. Now we have the volume, and volume of a cuboid is simply length times width times height. So your answer is just 200 over 30. And to 3 significant figures, let's say 6.67 kilograms per meters cubed. And that's your answer. Let's try another question where we have another regular solid. Here, let's say we have a cube and one side of this cube has a length of 6.25 meters. We know that the density of this cube is 3.8 kilograms per meters cubed. Find the mass. You can pause the video and try this problem. Okay, first we'll have to rearrange our equation. We know it as density is mass over volume, but in this case we're looking for mass. So let's rearrange to make mass the subject, and therefore we can see that density times the volume equals mass. Therefore, plugging the numbers and substituting them in, 3.8 times 6.25 cubed, because of course the shape is a cube, each side length is 6.25 meters respectively, and plugging that into a calculator, we should get 928 kilograms to 3 significant figures. But what if the units aren't all equal? What if it's not in SI units? Well, we'll have to make some more conversions in that case. So in this scenario, we have another cuboid, and actually let's try, we've done a cuboid, we've done a cube, let's try a sphere. So here we have a sphere. It doesn't really look like a sphere, but it is. Here's our sphere. This sphere has a mass of 3 kilograms. Its density is, oh, sorry about that. This density is 1.56 kilograms per meters cubed. Therefore, we need to find its volume. And the second part of the question, finding its radius. So these two values are going to have to be linked with each other somehow. Let's focus on finding the volume first. So the volume of a sphere, you'll need to know this equation, 4/3 pi r cubed. Aha! So here's where our radius comes into play. We can see that the relationship between the volume and the radius of a cube directly proportional. So we can say this is the relationship. Now what we need to do is just substitute some values in. So we have density is mass over volume. Rearrange that for volume is mass over density. Let me make some space, clear a few things up. Plugging our values in. Our mass is 3 kilograms and our density was 1.56. This will give us a value of, when we plug it into our calculator, 1.92 meters cubed. So we found our volume. But now the second part of the question is asking for radians in millimeters. So now we've got a bit more work to do. In this scenario, we have to substitute into a different equation this time, just simply the equation of the sphere. So we know our volume, 1.92, volume of the sphere equals 4/3 pi r cubed. We can rearrange for r cubed by simply dividing by 4/3. So 1.92 divided by 4/3 into our calculator will give us an answer of 1.44. So 1.44 equals pi r cubed. And now make more space again. To get r, we just simply do 1.44 divided by pi, and that'll give us a value of 0.458 equals r cubed. So r, firstly in meters, will just be the cube root of that. And the cube root of 0.458 into our calculator, 0.771 meters. Now, to convert 0.771 meters into millimeters, you have to remember how many centimeters are in a meter and how many millimeters in a centimeter. So I know there's 100 centimeters in a meter, and we know that there are 10 millimeters in a centimeter. So simply 0.771 multiplied by 1,000, the cross product of these two, by crossing these two, multiplying them straight, that's what I mean, we'll just simply get a millimeter of 771 as our radius. And there you go. Thank you for watching, and like the video.